Welcome students. In today's class, we will look into a one more program or one more type of problems that can be solved using greedy method. So basically the greedy method are applicable to the programs which require optimal solutions. Right? In our previous classes, we have discussed the optimal solutions. So basically optimal solutions means when we know that there are going to be a n number of solutions to a given problem, then we need to choose one among those n number of solutions to make our results better, right? Either we can maximize our objective function or we can minimize our objective function based upon the type of the problem. So here we are going to look upon one more classical type of a problem, which is called as optimal storage on the tapes. So here tapes means it is kind of a magnetic tape. Let me just have a look at this one, right? Probably you might be knowing magnetic tape, what actually we mean by, right? So the data will be stored on the magnetic strips, right? The characteristic of this magnetic tape is what? So it is like a particular time, at a particular time, if you want to read any particular content or a data, it has to be rolled from one end to the other end in a sequential order, right? The data can be only read in a sequential order, right? So that is the concept of how the data is stored or how data is retrieved from the magnetic tape. So here, basically in this particular problem, what we are going to figure out is that we are given with a particular problem wherein there are n number of programs. Okay, it would be better if we can understand this with respect to the something called as a songs. Just think that there is a cassette, magnetic cassette. In that there are certain songs stored. You can just think like that. Okay, now there are some n number of songs that are there in the magnetic tape or a cassette basically. Okay, now, and the total length is given. The total length means the length of that particular magnetic tape. So that length is L here. And for all these n programs or the songs, you can say for all these n programs, each one of the programs or each one of the songs have their own lengths. We can say them to be a I over there. So L1, L2, L3. In general, we can say Li. Okay. Now, objective function is what? Objective function in this particular problem is that we are going to look upon something called as mean retrieval time. Okay, I will explain what exactly mean retrieval time in a while. Okay, so we need to minimize the mean retrieval time of those n programs. Suppose if we want to store all those n programs onto the magnetic tape, we have to have a certain sequence or a certain type of permutations. Okay, in which particular order or in which particular sequence we are going to store all those n programs on that particular magnetic tape. If we store them, then the mean retrieval time to access those particular programs should be minimum. So here objective function is talking about minimization. So retrieval time, that is mean retrieval time of all those n programs should be minimized so that we can access all the programs very easily or very in a quicker of time. Okay. Now, as we know that in greedy method, we know we will be having a problem. There will be objective function that will either maximize or minimize, but also there will be something called as an constraint. So in this case, optimal storage tapes, the constraint is the length of those particular programs, because we know the capacity. Capacity means here in this case, the length of the magnetic tape. Total length of this particular magnetic tape should be less than or equal to sum of all the lengths of the programs, right? If the sum of the lengths of all the programs, if it is less than or equal to the total length, then only we can store all those programs on the tape. Otherwise, we cannot store. So that is the constraint here. You can just try to think or try to find the similarity between this particular optimal storage on the tapes with respect to the knapsack. In the knapsack, we had the knapsack capacity, right? the knapsack capacity was given as an M over there. In this case, since it is talking about the length of that magnetic tape, we are given or we are considering it to be the L in this case. So the sums of all the lengths of all those N programs should be less than or equal to the L value. That is the constraint. Okay. Now, apart from all these three things, that is the problem, objective function, and the constraint, right? We need to understand one more very, very important concept. That is, every time when the program is retrieved, the tape is positioned at beginning, right? Let me try to explain this statement because this is very, very important. Based upon this statement, we are going to find the mean retrieval time or the retrieval time of those N programs. Okay, let me try to explain you this particular statement by illustrating on a particular diagrammatic explanation here. So assume that, consider that there are three programs. Assume that there are three programs. Okay, say let me call them to be a L1. Okay, then L2, then L3. So these are the three programs that are available with us. So L1 means basically what? This is the length of first program. So say the length of the first program is 5. You can consider, you can take it any units here. Okay, I'm just having a unitless value as a 5. The length of second program, consider it to be a 10. And the length of the last program, that is, we call it to be a L3, have it to be a 3 value. Okay, now since there are three different programs, if I want to store, right, if you look into the problem here or the objective function, we want to find out a particular sequence in which we are going to store all those three programs, right? Since there are three different programs, we can have different combinations, right? I can first store the first object. Say I can store something like this. L1 I can have first, L2 I can have, then L3 I can have. This is one of the sequence. Secondly, I can have it as L1, then L3, then L2. So these both sequences are different here, right? So similarly, I can have 4 more different types of sequences. So L2, right? Then you can say L1, then you can say L3. You can have L2, L3, L1, then L3, L1, L2, L3, L2, and L1, right? So we can see when we have three different programs, we may have a maximum of 6 different permutations, right? In which we can store in the magnetic tapes. Okay, we will come back to this particular explanation later. First, let us try to understand here what actually we mean by this particular sentence. Every time when the program is retrieved, the tape is positioned at the beginning. Consider that I'm going with this particular combinations or a sequence. First, L1 is going to be stored. Okay, let me say there are, since L1 is having a 5 length, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let me highlight them in a different color, say 5. So this is 5 length for L1. In the same way, I need the next program that is going to be stored. So those are going to be 10 in count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So let me put it in a different color here. Okay. Then the last one, L3, is going to have only 3 in size. Let me have another color for that just to indicate. So this is 10 in count and this is size is 3 respective to L2 and L3, that is the third object. So length of first object, that is 5, length of second of program is 10, length of the third program is 3. If I choose that, I'm going to choose or I'm going to place them in this particular order, L1, L2, L3. Okay. Now, As per the program, as per the problem here, every time when the program is retrieved, the tape is positioned at the beginning. Means, say, if I want to read the program number 3, if I want to read the program number 3 from the magnetic tape, then I have to start from the beginning. Then first I have to go through the first one, second one, and then third one. Because at any time, if I want to read a particular program, then I have to start from the beginning only, because it is a sequential in nature. The magnetic tape, the retrieval is going to be a sequential one, right? So suppose if I want to read the data which is stored as part of the program 2, directly I can't access program 2. How can I get access? First, I have to go through the first program, and then I will get access to the second program. If I want to access only the first one, then directly, because I can access the first one because it is stored at the beginning. Okay, now let us first understand what actually we mean by retrieval time. Retrieval time means here, if I want to access the first program, since it is positioned at the first, I can say retrieval time of the first program is its length, that is phi here, right? Now, if I want to access the second program, right? Whenever I want to access the second program, I have to start from the beginning. So this count, this particular length I have to consider first, that is 5, and then the length of the second program, that is 10. So I need to add these two. So 5 plus 10, that is 15. So retrieval time for the second program is not 10, but it is going to be the 15. Because when I want to read the second program, I have to start from the first program and then move on to the second one, as it is sequential. And every time it starts from the beginning. In the same way, if I want to access, or if I want to have the retrieval time for the third program, then it is not simply as 3. It is 3 plus the sum of its all previous programs. That is 5 plus 10 plus 3. That is going to be 18. So retrieval time of this L3 is going to be 18. Okay, now let us try to put all this understanding properly with respect to all the different, these 6 types of sequences. Okay, now let's move back to our notepad here. So we have just considered 3 programs. So L1, L2, L3 are 5, 10, 3 respectively, right? These are the lengths associated with that. As we just now discussed that there can be 6 different possibilities or 6 different combinations or the permutations in which we can place these particular 3 programs on the magnetic tape. So first one was, as we discussed, L1, then L2, L3. Second one is, we can have it to be L1, L, in this case second is L3, and then L2. Third is L2, L1, and L3. Fourth one is, we will keep the first one as same, that is L2. We will interchange the above 2 values, that is we get L3 and L1. Fourth, we can have L3, L1, and L2. And the last one is L3, L2, and L1. So these are the 6 different possibilities what we can have here. Now let us try to calculate the retrieval time if we choose any one of them. So retrieval time if we go in this particular sequence, that is, what is the retrieval time of L1? Since L1 is the first one, so directly I get access to that, that is 5, right? And plus, now second one is L2. I want to access the program which is stored in the second place, right? Whose length is actually L2. But I know that directly I can't access L2. In order to access L2, I need to first pass through L1 and then L2, isn't it? So the retrieval time for the second program is going to be 5 plus 10. Okay, then plus the retrieval time for the last one, that is the last program. So retrieval time for the last program is actually L3, but directly I can't access L3. How can I access? I need to first access L1. So L1's length is 5, then L2's length is 10, and the L3's length is 3. So this is going to be the retrieval time of L3. Right? Now, if I add all these values, then I'm going to get the retrieval time for all the 3 programs. Suppose if I add here, how much I get? 10, 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, and 38. So 38 units are the retrieval times. That is the retrieval time is that much of retrieval time is required if I place the or if I store the programs in this order, first, second, and third. Okay. In the same way, let us try to calculate the retrieval time if we store the programs in this order. So first one is L1. So L1 means it is 5 directly because it is positioned at the first place. Then second one is L3 in this case. So if I want to access L3, first I have to pass through L1. So that is going to be what? 5 plus 3. Then plus. Last one is L2. So if I want to access L2, what I need to do? First one I need to pass through, that is 5, then 3, and then the 10. So in this case, I get total value as 10, 20, 25, and 31. So I get it to be a 31. Now look at here. The retrieval time got reduced in this case. Right? So this is also a solution. These two, both of these are the solutions, but we need to find out the optimal one. So we can only find the optimal once we put down the values for the remaining 4 different sequences. Now let us calculate the sequence for third one. In this case, first we are storing L3. So we are storing L2. L2 size is what? 10. So I get it to be 10 first, then plus. The next is going to be L1. So L1 can be calculated as L2 plus L1, right? That is 10 plus L1. L1 is 5. Then plus the last one is L3. So L3 is L2 plus L1 plus L3. That is going to be 10 plus 5 plus then L3, that is 3. So if we add them, 10, 20, 30, 40, 43, it comes to be 43 here. Now this solution, we can have this as a solution, but in this case, the retrieval time is much more than the previous two one. So let us go for the next one here. First one is L2, so it is 10 plus, then L3. So L3 means it is 3, but it is nothing but 10 plus 3. Okay, then last one is L1, that is going to be 10 plus 3 plus 5. So if we add here 10, 30, 30, then 40, 41, it comes around 41 here. Okay, then the next possible solution is this one, L3, L1, and L2. So L3 is 3, so directly 3, then L1. So L1 means this is going to be L3 plus L1. So that is 3 plus 5, then plus last one is L2. So L2 means L3 plus L1 plus L2. That is going to be 3 plus 5 plus 10. So if we add, so how much it comes to be? 9, 29, right? It comes to be 29 here. The last one, L3 is 3 plus L2 is going to be 3 plus 10, and L1, that is going to be 3 plus 10 plus 5. So this comes to be 10, 20, 29 plus 5, 34. Right now, so these are the 6 different possibilities in which order we can store in the magnetic tape and the respective retrieval times. So in this case, L1, L2, L3, it comes to be retrieval time as 38. Right? The same way, if you look into the final answer, we can pretty much say that 29 is the least one or the minimum among all these 6 values. So minimum means what? Retrieval time is minimum. That means we can quickly access or retrieve the programs that are stored on the magnetic tape. When if we store the third program at the first position, then first program at the second position, and the second program at the third position. Okay, now let me write down the values here: L3, L1, and L5. Sorry, L2. Corresponding values are what here? L3 value is 3, L1 value is 5, and L2's value is 10. Can you make out anything, students, from this particular sequence? Are they in ascending order? Yes, they are in ascending order. The point to understand here is that when we have n number of programs that are to be stored in or that are to be stored onto the magnetic tape, and we want to minimize the retrieval time or the mean retrieval time, then first thing is that there can be, suppose if there are 3 programs, then there can be 6 different possibilities. Right? We can say a factorial of that particular number. If there are 4, then definitely factorial of 4 possibilities could be there. But out of those possibilities, there can be only one optimal solution. That solution, how can we get? If we place the in particular in a order of their ascending lengths, then whatever sequence we get, that particular sequence will definitely have the optimal solution, wherein the mean retrieval time can be minimized. So these values are what we have calculated here. These are the retrieval times. Mean retrieval time is, we just need to divide this particular number by total number of programs. So in this case, it is going to be 29 divided by 3. That will give us the mean retrieval time. Okay. Now, let us take up one more example and try to solve or find out the mean retrieval time in this case. Consider that there are 4 programs. There are 4 programs. Okay. Then the lengths are given. Lengths are given as 3, 1, 4, and 5 are the lengths of first program, second program, third and fourth programs. Fourth program. Okay. Now, how can we calculate the mean retrieval time, that is MRT? First job is what? We need to rearrange them in ascending order. So rearranging the lengths in ascending order. So we get it to be 1, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so 1 basically actually we can put it in this order also. We can mention it to be L1, L2, L3. I think we need to change the values, right? So 1 is basically L2, right? So L2 is equal to 1. Okay, then 3 is what? L1. L1 is equals to 3, then fourth is L3. L3 is equals to 4, and then L4 is equals to 5. We have just rearranged it in a ascending order. First, we will calculate the retrieval time. Retrieval time equal to. So first value is first program, that is L2. We get it to be 1 plus. The next one is 1 plus 3. So this 1 plus 3 is what? It is the retrieval time of second program. This one. Then plus. Now the next program's retrieval time is going to be what? Sum of the previous one, that is 1 plus 3 plus its own value, that is 4. The last one, again, sum of its previous one, right? So 1 plus 3 plus 4 plus its own length, that is 5. Now, if we add these values, how much we get? 1 plus 3 plus, I think we get it here to be 26. So 26 is the retrieval time. Okay, now the mean retrieval time, MRT, is going to be 26 divided by total number of programs, that is 4. So 26 divided by 4, we get it to be at 6.5. So 6.5 is the mean retrieval time. The programs or the problems based upon this optimal storage on tapes is going to be very, very simple. For the point of examination, you may get it for 2 marks. Okay, not for 5 marks. If you get for a 5 marks, then it is, you are lucky. Okay, but you may get a question like explain the optimal storage on tapes. In that case, you need to first specify the problem statement, objective function, constraint, and a note. Okay, and then explain that with a simple example. You can take any one of the example. You can consider this particular example and then calculate the retrieval time and then the mean retrieval time. Here you can just add up one more point, that mean retrieval time is going to be 29 divided by 3. Okay. Let us look for one more. Let us try to solve one more example here. Consider 5 programs. Okay, then we have the lengths as 6, 4, 7, 1, and 5. First job is what? We need to rearrange them into a ascending order. So we get 1, then 4, 5, 6, and 7. So we can have the values. So 1 is nothing but L4. 4 is nothing but L2's length. Then 5 is L5. This is L1. And then this is L3. Okay. Calculate the retrieval time, RT, equal to access the first one, that is L4, that is 1, then plus. If we want to access L2, it is going to be 1 plus 4. So write that value as 1 plus 4. Okay. Then next I want to retrieve L5. To retrieve L5, its previous 2 values, then its own length. So that is going to be 1 plus 4 plus 5. Okay, then plus L1. So to retrieve L1, its previous values, 1 plus 4 plus 5, and its value or its length, that is 6. Right? And the last one is L3. So to access L3, first we need to access all its previous values or previous lengths. So 1 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6. Then the last one is 7. So if we add all these values, we get it to be 55. Okay, then mean retrieval time is equals to retrieval time, that is 55, divided by total number of programs. In this case, it is 5. So it is going to be 11. So very simple concept here. We need to understand basically this particular sentence. Every time when the program is retrieved, the tape is positioned at the beginning. That means if I want to access, say, second program, directly I can't access the second program because the data or the program is stored on the magnetic tape. So magnetic tape means what? It is something looks like this, right? Some data is stored on the next, directly I can't get to that one. I have to just fast forward, or I just need to forward to that particular position where it is stored, then only I can access it, right? You might have studied in your first semester, right, in a computer fundamentals, sequential data access. The data which is stored on the magnetic tape is in sequential nature. Directly we can't access it. Right? Based upon that particular fundamental concept of the magnetic tape, we are going to calculate or find the optimal retrieval time or the mean retrieval time in this case.